Hello everyone. A very good morning to all of you. First of all, thank you very much for taking your time amidst your busy schedule and joining today's workshop. And this is the fourth of a series of workshops on modernizing password self-service. Each workshop in this series will focus on a specific set of password self-service and IT self-service tasks and demonstrate how you can reduce help desk workload using AD Self-Service Plus. I hope this session will be of great use to deploy AD Self-Service Plus product effectively. So before getting into the topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Ramchan and I work in the marketing of the Manage Engine team, and I will be taking today's workshop. I hope my voice is audible and the display is well and clear. If not, please let us know in the chat. The topic that we are going to see today is ensuring remote users change their passwords before the expiration date by sending notifications in a phased manner. The topics that we'll see today are: the first one would be notifying remote users about their impending password expiration via email, SMS, and push notifications. And the second, scheduling password expiration reminders for remote users on specific days with targeted messages. And the third, notifying managers via email about users' imminent account expiration. So first, let's see the first topic, notifying remote users about their password expiration via email or SMS or push notification. So first, let me log into the product as the admin to enable password expiry notification. I'll head on to the configuration tab, and then under the self-service group, I'll select password expiry notification. So it's prompting me to set up server settings first, which is imminent for password expiry notification. I should either configure SMS settings or mail settings. So I'll click on OK so that I'll be taken to the server settings screen, which is under the admin tab. So I'm just giving my credentials and my settings for my email server. I'm going to send emails by the name ramchan.r@zohocorp.com, and some email servers might require authentication, so I'm giving my details for email authentication. And one important thing to be noted here in the screen is send emails in the HTML format. So checking this box would enable HTML formats in emails that the admin will be sending to the users. This is one important point which is going to be of great use when sending links or images along with the email. So I'm saving it now, and once I save this, I'll head back to password expiry notification, which is under configuration tab, and now I can enable password expiry notification for the users. As you know, this is also part of the free edition by AD Self-Service Plus, which you can try. And for the configuration part, the first one to be noted is the scheduler name. By default, it's already soon to expire password notification scheduler. You can select the domains for which you need to deploy this, and I'm going to select particular OUs for this notification scheduler. I can click on this add OUs and groups. I'm deselecting the entire domain, and I'm just going to select two OUs, which is RAM2 and RAM, and I'm clicking OK. So the first thing I'll show you is password expiry notification. There's also the option for account expiry notification, which we'll see later. The first one, after selecting password expiry notification, I'm choosing notify via mail or push notification. First, I'll show you how users will be notified through mail, and then we can go on to push notification. So first I'm selecting mail, and then the notification frequency, which is right now the option is daily. We'll see other options later, and I'm going to select the number of days before which users should be sent an email to reset their password. So let me choose 14. So users whose password will expire in 14 days or lesser will be notified by the scheduler, and subject is password expiry notification, and this is actually the main mail content which is going to be sent. So we have used two macros, one for the username and one for the date and time on which the password expires. As I already stated, I can use HTML tags inside this mail so that I can send my mail in HTML format. I'm choosing bold for this date time option, and also I'm adding a link to my server so that the user can directly access my server from the mail to reset his password. So I'm giving the link to my server. I can add a text for this, and that's it. Down under this you can note the macros drop down. There are these options which you can use inside the mail. Already we are using username and date and time macro. You can also use the given name, initials, display name, and a lot other macros. And you can just take a look at the access URL from this screen, which is same as my machine name. And there is this advanced options which you can enable to send password expiry notification to already expired users by checking this box, which is notify password expired users. And also you can exclude disable users or notify enroll users only. I'm not checking this box right now since I need to send emails to non-enroll users as well. And these two checkboxes we'll visit it later. So now I'm checking notify password expired users as well. I'm clicking done, and I'm just saving this scheduler. This scheduler will launch daily at the beginning of the day, which is 12 a.m. So since for testing I can run it right now by clicking on this run now button, and the scheduler takes some time depending upon the number of users for the OU which we are deploying password expiry notification. Since I selected two OUs, my scheduler will finish soon, I guess. So once it's loading, the user, the admin can go on to other settings as well. And the second point that we'll see today is sending phased reminders, which we'll visit in a while. And once this scheduler runs, the users would have received the emails. So now let me show you how push notification works. And I'd selected mail and push notification for this setting, and I'm saving it now. And once that is done, I can run it again so that now push notifications will also be sent to users. And again, it's taking time depending upon the number of users inside the OU. So once this is done, users will receive push notifications. So I have this software to cast my iPhone screen to this computer. So I have installed AD Self-Service Plus already. So, and as you can see, this is the push notification that the user received for this password expiry. I can tap on this, and I'll be taken to the AD Self-Service Plus app. And as you can see, password expiry notification has some text that for the user Victor, the password expires on some date. And also there is the link to the password reset server. But since this is a push notification, it does not convert HTML syntax. But for mails, you can see that this will get converted to HTML syntax. I can tap OK, and I can go ahead and change my password from this screen. So I'm typing my old password, which is QWERTY #1, and my new password, which is ADSSP at 1. I'm retyping my password, and I can change my password, and I'll get a success notification once this works. Since this is just casting of my iPhone screen to the computer, it's taking a bit more time, and yes, I've received my notification that my password has been changed successfully, and that's the part for the push notification. Now I can go ahead to edit scheduler, and the SMS works the same way as the mail and push notification. I can change the frequency of the scheduler, which is our second point, which is scheduling password expiration reminders for remote users on specific days with targeted messages. So for this part, we can schedule this notification frequency on specific days. So as a result of this, what you see is a phased reminder notification scheduler. That is, the users will first receive a mail 14 days before their password or account expires, and again the users will receive a second mail 3 days before their password expires, and the third mail just a day before their password expires, and the final mail on the day their password expires. This thing is to be noted, that is 0 days to password expiry means your password expires that particular day. So on this phased reminders, you can add any number of phases, and you can just change the number of days before which the mail has to be sent. So this is going to be really useful for users, so that they won't just get a single mail, but instead they'll get quite a few number of mails, so that they'll be reminded again and again to change their password. And for each phase, you can edit the text separately without affecting the other phases. So the first mail 14 days before the password expiry might be gentle, just as a gentle reminder to the user. The second mail could prompt the user a little bit stronger to reset the password. So the text already shows you that you have been reminded already about the impending password expiry, however you have not changed it. So this text is based on the number of days before your password expiry, and as well as the phase it depends on. So you can configure any number of phases that you want, and I'm again noting this, that is 0 days to password expiry means your password is going to expire today. So I'm just going to edit the last one. Please change it immediately. The mail reads, despite all reminders, you have still not changed your password, which will expire on a particular date. If you do not change it now, you might find yourself logged out from your computer. Please change it immediately. So somehow the user should respond to this final mail, or else the user will be logged out of AD. So that's what the text says as well. I can save this. This will send a phased reminder for password expiry, which is our second point in the today's topic. Now I'm going to show you what account expiry is. So I'm going to add a new notification. I'm naming it as account expiry notification. I'm going to add specific OUs for this. I'm selecting the domain and I'm adding OUs. As usual, I'm deselecting the entire domain and I'm just selecting RAM2 and RAM for this as well. And the notification type is account expiry notification. This means that the account will expire in n number of days, and for this as well you can send the notification in mail or SMS or push notification. I can just select SMS Oh, it denotes me that the SMS server is not set, so I cannot choose it right now. So I'm just selecting mail, and the notification frequency, which is I'm going to set it as weekly. So every week I can send the mail to the users on Monday at some time, say 10 o'clock in the morning. So the number of days before which the password should, the email should be sent is maybe 10 days. And so every user will be denoted 10 days before their account expiry. And I can type, I can give the subject name for the mail to be sent, which is account expiry notification. And I can type some email or mail content for this mail. Hi, your password, your account is going to expire in, and I can use the macro for this, and regards from the admin. So this works the same way as your password expiry notification, and this has an advanced setting as well. You can go on to this, and as I said earlier, we can see about sending notification delivery status to users manager. For this part, we should have the user set as a manager to another user. Say user A has user B as his manager. So once I check this box, I can notify the user's manager about the user's password expiry or account expiry. So I can send a notification delivery, or I can send a report to the user, the user's manager as well, about the list of all users under a particular user whose password or account is going to expire. And this is the text for the mail content. Yes, so this states that attached with this mail is the report which indicates delivery status of password or account expiry notifications. So along with this mail, there will be an attachment stating the list of users whose password or account is going to expire, and also this zip, the password expiry notification zip will be stored in this storage path, which the admin can configure for himself. By default, it's under AD self-service plus installation location and under the folder audit data. So the admin can select the type of the notification report, and I can choose PDF for this, and I'm clicking on done. So we can have this as 14 for now, and I can save it. Now, like the previous notification scheduler, I can run it right now so that the users whose account is going to expire in n number of days will be notified, and also the user's manager will be notified regarding this. So as a test, let me head on to my Active Directory, and I can show you some hands-on. So I'm going to choose the user Victor and set his manager as Sophia. So yes, I'm here. This is the user Victor, and I can right click him and go to properties and choose his organization, and I'm going to choose his manager's name. So his manager is going to be Sophia, and I'm applying this change. So after changing Active Directory, you need to head on to domain settings and refresh the user's settings. So the data will be refreshed right now. So I can head on to configuration tab again and choose password expiry notification. Now let me choose this, edit this, instead of choosing account expiry, I'll show you password expiry, which is the same as account expiry. I'll save this settings right now and I can run it. So once the scheduler ends, the user Sophia will be notified about Victor's password expiry. And it's taking quite a bit of time to send the scheduler, to run the scheduler. So once it finishes, both the user will be notified and the manager will also be notified about the user's password expiry. Along with this, the manager will also be sent a report of the list of users whose password is going to expire. For this test, we already set up password expiry. So once that is done, the manager will be notified for password expiry along with a report for the list of users whose password is going to expire. So that was the final part, notifying managers via email. So we also have the reports part where the admin can keep track of the list of users whose password is going to expire or soon to expire password users report. So this is the report screen. I can choose soon to expire password users report, and as you can see, the first user is Victor, whose password was last set today, is going to expire on 21st. So I can change the number of days for the user, and I can choose specific OUs to be listed here, and I can also exclude disabled users by checking the box. So now I'm going to choose the two OUs, RAM and RAM2, and so 3 users whose password is going to expire in 7 days. So this is the report for soon to expire password users report. You can also take a look at password expired users report. So this is for the entire domain. All these users whose password is expired or already expired. So you can check out the date on which their password expired. For some users it's today, and for some users it was yesterday and all. So this is the second report. Also, you can check out this notification delivery report, which shows which users were notified about password expiry. You can see the notification name, which is password expiry, or it might be account expiry as well. So you can check out the user, and you can see that somehow the notification to the user Sophia failed because there was some problem with this mail server, but the user Victor was successfully notified through push notification. You can see this. You can see the status in green icon. So you can head back to reports. So that's it for today. Let's take a quick recap of all the topics that we saw today. The first one was notifying remote users about their password expiry using email or SMS or push notifications. The second was scheduling password expiration reminders for remote users on specific days with targeted messages. So this was the important point where users will be notified in a phased manner. There is n number of days before password expiry, again some 3 days before expiry, and on the day of expiry, etc. And finally, there was the option to notify managers via email about users account expiration. So the manager will also be sent an email report along with this email. So Thank you all for taking your time and listening to this workshop. I hope it will help you in effectively deploying AD Self-Service Plus in your organization. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to drop your questions in the chat box, or you can get in touch with us through email. The video of this workshop will be available online and the same will be shared with you, and a feedback mailer will also be sent to you, which is going to help us in improving the quality of the workshop. Please take a minute or two to fill up the form, which is going to be of great use to us. Once again, thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of the day.